You are about to be introduced to one of the best value to performance EDC folders I have yet to ever see hit the market. I want to introduce you to the Ruike P801 SB folder. This thing is going to come with a deep ride pocket clip, frame lock, going to come with a 3.5-inch blade made out of Sandvik 14C 28N steel, and it's going to come in at a crazy $35 price point. Insane. The value to performance that you get with this folder, I have really yet to see on almost any other knife I have ever tested or reviewed here on the channel, and that's saying a lot. We've seen a lot of knives here on Gideon's Tactical. So I'm really pumped today to be able to break this knife down for you, show you what it has to offer, and if you're looking for this level of performance to value, I want to run it all down for you today so that you can make that wise choice when you're on a tight budget but you want insane performance for your EDC pocket knife. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what this has to offer. Woo, just so much value, guys, and such a cool blade. I mean, if this was USA made, this would be $80 easy. Easy $80. And the price point is just mind-boggling. That $35 price point, guys, is just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and talk about some performance here. Now, again, this is the kind of like blacked out, smoked acid wash, whatever you want to call it, design. Totally dig it. For $30, for $29.99, you can get the stonewash version. Definitely not as cool looking, but the exact same knife. Save yourself $5. I decided to go this way because I just saw it and I was like, I've heard good things and I wanted something that was cool looking, and so I was willing to spring the extra $5, and it was totally worth it for this acid wash look here. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about blade itself here. Full flat grind. We are looking at an overall blade length of 3.5 inches. Actual cutting edge is about 3.3. And again, full flat grind, totally dig that. About 1/8 of an inch thick back here, tapering down really nicely with a good precise tip. Good belly, not massive, definitely more of a little bit of a spear, type of design than say like a big leaf shape profile, but no problems there. The Sandvik Steel, the 14C 28N, awesome. Again, if this was AUS 8, I'd be like, do it, dude, it's awesome, it's gonna be a great knife. 420 high carbon would totally make sense, like for $35. And even like lower grade Sandvik Steel would be like, wow, that's awesome. What is it, 12C27 or whatever. But 14C28N, that's on par with most VG10 that you're gonna find in pocket knives, particularly Asian produced VG10. Very, very, very close, like Japanese, and what I say about Asian produced, sorry, I mean like from like Chinese companies, not Japanese companies. Ridiculous. You're getting way better edge retention than you're going to find on any of your AUS 8s or HCR13 MOVs. I would prefer it over most 440Cs that come out of Asia, just because it's a little bit easier to tune up from what I found. It's easier to put an edge back on it. You can just see that edge on there. Super good factory edge on there that it came with, and then very easy for me to put my edge on there once it did dull finally, but it held a great edge, and again, way better than your 420s, high carbons, your AUSs, your AUS 8, HCRs, any of that type of stuff. The Sandvik Steel is fantastic, this 14C 28N. So this is just gonna be a great EDC performer in every way when it comes to the blade shape and the steel. You're getting great value for the price point on the steel. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the action first. Finger flipper works fantastic, very easy to engage right there. Nice, don't even have to flip my wrist. It's gonna open every time, super solid. It does have these stylized thumb studs. They're doable, but I wouldn't use them. They're pretty snubbed on either side there. Really cool styling right here around the pivot, just with the flipper, the little thumb studs, the pivot itself, these little cut-ins. Really nice, but not super functional thumb studs. I would definitely go the route of the finger flipper. The frame lock right here is fantastic. Hits about 60% of the blade right there. Zero complaints, super easy to disengage. It's been jimped and definitely is raised above the body of the handle of the stainless steel frame, so that is super easy to disengage even with gloves on. So, there are some frame locks out there that are basically flush and it's really hard to catch. This is easy to disengage if you need to, but still super solid. No wobble, left, right, up, down, super nice and strong. Very, very good frame lock. And perfect centering. Now, probably 100 open and closes. You can just see they're perfect. This is why, guys, if a $35 Chinese-made knife can do perfect centering, when I'm reviewing like a $60 USA made knife or an $80 or $100 with, you know, lot like high, quote unquote, higher end materials from like a US company or something, or, you know, overseas produced, but just, you know, higher fit and finish. If it's not center and starts floating left or right, I mean, that's pathetic. If a $35 Chinese knife can do it, that's why when those happen, I rag on those companies a lot. So anyway, so very good, zero complaints there with the deployment. The one thing to note, I do not see bronze bushings in here. Now, at the price point and everything we're getting, there's got to be a few corners cut. I think it's Teflon. I will annotate in if it is not, and I do discover that they are bronze or maybe even ball bearing. My mind would be blown if this is if this is ball bearing. I would guess that it's Teflon. If they are Teflon, they are the best Teflon washers I've used. It feels like a good bronze blade. It feels like, if you ever have owned a Rat Model 1, it feels like a Rat Model 1. And those have big, nice, massive bronze bushings, bronze phosphorus bushings. So I don't see the bronze in there. They could be recessed in or something. I think they're Teflon. If they are, I have no problem with that because it's nice and smooth. Good detent, by the way. I'm not having any sort of issues with that, again, particularly at the price and for everything else that I'm getting with the knife. If they are Teflon, I'm able to overlook it, but I'll annotate it in if I discover that it's something else. So this is the other area that we would probably see some issues, you know, with some shortcuts or, you know, just price cutting aspects, is that there are no options for the pocket clip. It is tip down, righties only. Now, I'm a righty and I like tip up, so I have zero problem with that. But if you like carrying tip down or you're a lefty, sorry, you're out of luck. It would have been simple for them to do that, but it would have probably cost another $5. Then we're looking at a $40 knife. So it's just things to consider there. That is something to note. Good, super deep ride, loop over pocket clip, fantastic, zero complaints with that. The only thing that I would say is that the bolts that hold it in are not recessed, which I found with certain knives can cause a little bit of a problem, that it still rides super deep, but with thicker lipped pockets, sometimes it kind of catches right here and you don't get the full value of the complete deep ride. Just something to consider. Nice, huge lanyard hole that you can easily run 550 paracord through. But other than that, I mean, zero complaints with the pocket clip, particularly if you're righty and you like tip up deep ride pocket clips. Now, as we move along to the handle, really nice. Like the profile, again, they're just the super elegant knife, guys. Totally dig it. Flow through construction there on the stainless steel frame. Really good standoffs back there. Handle length overall is going to be 4.75, so you're going to get a lot of purchase, a lot of real estate to work with. I wear large size gloves, as you guys know. Fills on my hand, plenty of room to spare there. Really good cutout into that finger flipper, acting as a guard in conjunction with a very mild thumb ramp and very mild jimping. Gives me plenty of purchase for the harder bearing down cutting tasks in any grip that I would want to use this knife. I would never be concerned about sliding down, hurting myself, and with the frame lock, I'm not worried about it collapsing and you know, that type of thing. So very solid knife. And the thickness is another great aspect to this, coming in at 0.37, very slim. So again, great for EDC. Gonna, you know, just hide in your pocket basically. That's why I've loved carrying it since I bought it. Just love carrying it. And surprisingly lightweight for, again, price, stainless steel all the way around, all of that. This is going to weigh in at 4.25 ounces. Very doable for the size of knife. For a 3.5-inch cutting edge, you know, big stainless steel, frame lock, all that. This is a great weight for this type of knife. The final thing is no hot spots. You know, when I was really bearing down on this, didn't create any sort of pain, any sort of hot spots. They've really rounded off all the angles. They really did a good job with that, so there's no sharp angles or hot spots to worry about as well. So great handle ergonomics as well on this knife. So I will just run in one other kind of competitive option, not in price really, but just in what you're getting. It will be slightly upgraded over this. This is the Real Steel H5 Falcon. Again, Chinese made, 14C, 28N, great steel. This guy's gonna be about $45 over on Blade HQ or Amazon. I will have links in the description below, again, for both of these knives, so that if you guys use those hyperlinks, again, just really helps us out, continue to do what we do here and give you guys this content. The things that will be different, so again, Chinese made, same steel, I would say same blade performance in that way. Obviously the blade is a little bit more, detailed in the sense that it's got a slight recurve, we've got a nice clip up here, G10 on one side, frame lock on the other, and it's got like a frame lock stop, whereas this guy doesn't have that. Not a huge deal. I've never had an over unlocked position on a frame lock ever, but optional tip up, tip down pocket clip, but again, nothing for lefties, sorry. Really good, but same idea, finger flipper. The thumb studs are also very functional on this one, where they're not on the Ruike. More functional. You do have very large bushings in there, and they might even be like bronzed ball bearing, is what I read somewhere or something like that. So this is noticeably smoother with the deployment than the Ruike. Not that this is gritty or nasty like most Teflons. Again, if this is Teflon, it's the best I've ever seen. But I can see that this is faster and smoother on this. And this guy, again, being $45, about $10 more. So you are getting some little attention to detail. It just depends on your price point and what you need, what value you're looking for, different options, things like that. Both great knives. This one will be just a little bit beefier, a little bit fatter in its overall size and dimensions. This one is definitely a little bit more slim in its overall size, if you will. But that's really the only thing that I have on the table right now that is frame locked that I will, that I could suggest. I mean, this I'm filming this as well. This is a AUS 8 SE Expat Medellin G10 handled on one side, frame lock, deep ride pocket clip, directional bronze washers in there. I mean, this thing is $55, guys, over on Blade HQ. These knives right here, way more value. So, particularly, if we're talking about this guy down here, the value compared to what else is on the market for frame locks is insane with this knife. Well, there it is, folks. I cannot say enough good things about it. I have zero complaints now, having used this for a couple weeks by the time that I am filming this and becoming one of my regular EDCs during that time frame. I'm always rotating blades because we're always testing out new stuff here. But for several weeks now, this thing is like magnetized to my pocket. I love it so much. The looks, the performance, and the value is just insane. I literally feel like I'm holding, like an $80 knife when I'm playing with this blade, with its edge retention, performance, lockup, everything that this has to offer. So if you're a righty and you like tip-up blades, there is no reason that you wouldn't want this knife. So I hope this video has helped you out decide if this is the right blade for you, what Ruike is producing, and looking forward to see what they have to offer in the future. I was so happy to have thrown down my hard-earned money, and I think you will be too. So thank you for coming over here today and checking out the channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. If you're not a regular subscriber here at Gideon's Tactical, I invite you to become part of our family here and subscribe. We're cranking out videos every single week and making us part of your regular YouTube experience. Finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.